Alright, so I'm in a bit of a panic this morning. A little better now than I was about an hour ago, but I ordered all the cabinets yesterday, like I said, all the glass cases and the slat wall and all that stuff. All the fixtures. Um, it's coming today. It's coming in less than 24 hours, and I wasn't really planning on that. My daughter's at preschool. I just dropped her off, so I had to make arrangements for someone else to pick her up, because the truck's going to be there at about the time I need to pick her up. So I had to scramble and get, luckily I have a pretty great group of guys that are kind of like helping me out. So I was able to get, I think, 5 people to come and help. I have to ride out to my dad's business to get some hand trucks and furniture dollies to help unload some of this stuff. And I need to rush right now to Lowe's to pick some stuff up to get a little bit of stuff done today. And yeah, super chaotic day. I can't believe that stuff is coming already. That is insane. I ordered it at like 1 o'clock yesterday, and the truck is going to be at my place at 11 o'clock today in the morning, which is a little stressful. A little stressed out, guys. So hopefully today goes well. I'll keep you updated. So today went surprisingly well considering how it started. My daughter's pretty upset that we have to leave. She doesn't want to go home. She crying. But unloading the truck went okay. Had a bunch of help, which was fantastic. Made everything really easy. Stop. Calm yourself down. We're just going home to get something to eat. We did put one of the display cases together for the most part, just to check them out. And they're okay. For the price, they're good. I obviously would have preferred to have, high dollar, nice retail displays, but these are not bad. I'll talk in detail in a video very soon about where they came from, how much they were, what some of the options that are available are. But for today, that's basically it. We came in, got some stuff sorted out. There's still some issues potentially with part of our order. It didn't all come in, and part of it was damaged. Apparently, some of the boxes that got shipped via FedEx were damaged, and FedEx actually sent them back. It was one of the smaller display cases and the tempered glass that went with it. So we've got to sort that out yet. But all in all, it was a much less stressful day than I was anticipating it was being when I got a call early this morning that all the stuff was going to be here. We also got all the slat wall and a lot of the fixtures. I just hung some of them up to see what they looked like. But we got a lot of the fixtures, which they'll be used for a variety of things. They're just kind of on there to see what the sizing and stuff was like. But I ended up going with slat wall that the paintable kind, and I'm going to paint it the light gray to match the walls, just so it blends in a little bit better. So we're going to have to do that tomorrow, get some coats of paint on that so we can get the slat wall hung, which would be a big check off that list that we talk about getting everything done. Also today, one of the reps from the company that's doing the carpet stopped by, so that's getting a little bit closer. Still looking like it's going to be the second week of October, and there's not a whole lot we can do about it. Kind of unfortunate because we're going to have to tentatively set up the showroom and then move everything out of it so that they can come and do the carpet. But it is what it is. Just kind of have to deal with it, roll with the punches. Also, some companies shock me, like Comcast sent a rep here. Apparently they're in the loop when new businesses are starting and stuff, so they sent a rep about getting internet hooked up. So I told him I'm not getting it hooked up yet. I'm not going to do it until we actually need it. There's no point in paying that bill if we're not actually using the service. So probably in the next 2 weeks, we'll get the internet hooked up and start messing with that. We'll actually need it for our POS system and stuff like that. But for now, we don't need it. So no point getting it hooked up until you actually need the things. But yeah, at some point, we'll take a closer look at a lot of the retail displays and stuff. A lot of it's actually surprisingly inexpensive, which is kind of nice. Like a lot of these wire units that that I showed you there, they're surprisingly inexpensive. So I ended up ordering quite a bit more than we actually needed just to have it, because shipping is essentially free past a certain point. Like, the difference between buying 4 of these wire shelves and buying 14 of them is almost zero as far as like shipping is concerned. So I just went ahead and bought a bunch of them, so we have them. But yeah, another day, a little bit more done. This is one of the days I have my daughter. You can probably hear her crying in the background. She's a little bit past nap time, so we're losing our cool. But tomorrow will be another big day where I'll be here from sun up till sundown getting painting, start on the trim, some of that stuff, and really try to button up some of the things out in the front here so we can get this place presentable. But until tomorrow, thanks for watching. I'm back in here this evening to do a little bit of work. My wife came home. She's watching the kids for a little while. Think I'm going to try to throw another one of the display cabinets together and see if I can manage to do that by myself, and then get the office completely ready to go for paint so I can do that tomorrow. That'll be another big thing off the list, to get this room sort of completely done. Well, I guess it won't be done. I'll do primer and then paint, because all the drywall work with the exposed compound, if you try to paint over it, it'll have a very different sheen than if you prime it first and then paint it. So one of the only kind of fiddly things in this room is going to be making sure I tape this line up nice to give us a nice crisp edge between the gray and the pink, so it looks nice and taut, looks nice and cool. I do have this spot here that I kind of forgot, if I'm being honest. We did the priming and stuff, and I wanted to actually fix those holes before we did the final coat, and then just spot prime it and then paint it all together. But unfortunately, I forgot about it, and it kind of got overlooked. So I had to come back and scuff the gray, put some filler in it, and it ended up needing 2 coats of filler because they're actually fairly big holes. So the second coat needs to go in that tonight, and we'll try to tidy that up tomorrow, because if I prime it early in the day, I should be able to roll over it later in the day and be good to go. Nothing, I don't know why I walked back here. There's nothing going on here in the back for a while. But that is what is up. I'll check in before I leave, but hopefully I'll get those couple things accomplished, try to buckle down. Today's only Tuesday, surprisingly. It feels like it's much later because every day has been a long day. It feels like I've been in this space for weeks, but it's only been, I think I've only had the keys for 7 days today. So let's get to it. I'll probably film a little bit of the display case assembly, because it might be a little bit funny seeing me try to do that by myself. Hopefully none of the plate glass handling for the front and front glass and top glass. Hopefully none of that turns into like a scene from Final Destination, but at least if it does, it'll be recorded for everyone's enjoyment. So we'll give that a go here. Alright, so as usual, plans changed immediately after I turned the camera off. I got to looking around and was starting to like plan out what I wanted to do, and it's really been eating me up, being worried about the paint colors. Like I mentioned in the other video, the light gray ended up being a bit darker than I was expecting it to be. So it's really been kind of eating away at me to find out whether or not the dark gray is too dark. So I went ahead and painted one of these pillars. Let me get a different angle here. And I dig it. I totally dig it. Check it out. I think that's more or less exactly what I was looking for, so that's a big relief. I'm not really going to do too much tonight. I think I want to do that pillar, and then this big kind of super wide pillar, and then I'll set I'll set aside doing the top until I have a little bit of help. One of the days that I have a helper here that can just assist with that, because it's going to be a little more involved. And the other pillar still has some trim work to be done on the base. Bit of a mess. This whole corner, I don't know if I actually showed it in any of the videos, but this entire corner had to be rebuilt and mudded out and stuff, and it was quite a bit of work. And I got everything down to below the trim line done, and then the actual trim needs fixed. I need to find a piece of matching baseboard to button that little project up. So I think I have about 30 minutes before I have to go home, and I think I'm gonna tape this pillar up, because I only need to really worry about the two sides that mate with the light gray, because the top, at this point, the top is going to be the same dark gray, though I don't know if anyone has an opinion. If you look at this one over here, I kind of like the white bulkheads with the two colors of gray and then white on top to really keep the room nice and bright. But I don't know. I don't know if anyone has an opinion on that. I'm sure you guys have an opinion, but you have to let me know in the comments if anybody cares one way or the other, or think one will be better, or if you think it'll be too dark. I'd like to do it red, honestly. I think it would be pretty cool, but I don't know if that would end up being too much red. There'd be a lot of red in the room. But I don't know. Oh, I could totally see it. I could totally see the red. It would look pretty sweet. It would make the room very, very striking. And I think it would really, really sell the Nintendo vibe with the two grays, nice, clean white trim, and then the red bulkheads with like the red door in the back, like I kind of talked about in the other video. But I don't know. I have about 24 more hours until I have to decide and commit to like getting some paint and stuff. So I have to figure that out. So if anybody wants to comment like really quickly and weigh in, I'm open to hear opinions. But I'm gonna hurry up and knock this pillar out, and then I'll be right back with you. All right, so it's the end of the evening here. I'm really, really pushing my time limit. I told my wife that I'd be home about 15 minutes ago. Did a little bit more painting. Ended up doing mostly painting because I wanted to see what the dark looked like, the dark gray. And we did the other pillar. It's still wet, so it's super shiny, but really like it. I think it's gonna look fine in here. It's not gonna darken the place up too much. It contrasts really nice with the light gray, which it's Nintendo's colors essentially. So I think they've got an idea about how to do things. But that's pretty much it. Just another day in the shop, getting stuff done, making some progress, trying to get closer to doing our soft opening this weekend, and getting tired, but super worth it. Looking forward to the future. Thanks, everybody.